In last night's game, we were able to see what Scottie Barnes could potentially become in the NBA. He hit threes, he was able to grab pretty much every rebound when he was on the court. He finished with an over plus 20 rating. He was ridiculous. He was just everywhere, and I really seen the potential that he has. Let's get down, let's check out Scottie Barnes. So first off, this is actually a very good play that I like to see from teams in general, but right now, check this out. So Achua gives essentially a dribble handoff to Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes looks at the court, makes it look like he might just use Achua as a screen once again, and we see that Jason Tatum is giving him a good amount of distance on his shot. Nobody right now is really caring if Scottie Barnes shoots that three. However, if he continues to shoot like this, where he does that quick crossover with that small hesitation and then he steps into a shot left-right, that's actually a pretty good form. I really like this. It's a nice high set point, and when he releases, it's nice and high, elbow well above his forehead, and we can see that Jason Tatum just didn't really care, and of course, Scottie Barnes was able to swish that. So here, Achua gets that rebound, which he just had a massive game last night, but here he does that quick fake and he turns around for that shot. Now, what really impressed me here was Scottie Barnes, because he then takes a couple of steps away from Tatum, and this is actually a very good mind game. So if you're continuously pushing on that player who's boxing you out, you're never going to get around him if he's stronger than you or if he's more advanced and he knows angles. And Scottie Barnes knows that. Maybe not the fact that Jason Tatum's stronger, Scottie Barnes might be stronger. However, what it comes down to is Scottie Barnes knowing that Jason Tatum is a veteran. He knows angles. So he sags off so that he can basically allow Jason Tatum to not be ready for him to get that rebound. He then takes one big step, technically two, and goes up for that tip slam. This is very important. For him to get that kind of an air and that amount of body control, being able to basically get that rebound and dunk when there's contact in the air, he is going to be doing extremely well. That actually takes a lot of core work, and by the way, if you want to be a great player, work that core. Now, I really want you to see this sequence. Here, he makes that pass over to Fred VanVleet, who drives towards the basket. Fred VanVleet kicks that ball out really quickly. If you're a player, you want to try and get that ball into the paint, mainly because that will collapse defenses so that you can kick it out for open threes. By the way, Svi is a very good three-point shooter. However, now, he makes that shot fake where he's able to drive and draws Jason Tatum, but also he does draw the eyes of Schroeder too. When he draws the eyes of Schroeder, he's able to pass out to Fred VanVleet, who's able to then drive towards the basket. Notice how they want to drive and kick. He wants to drive, and now guess what? They're going to kick it out once again. However, by driving and kicking so many times, this is leaving open lanes for players to be able to attack that paint. Now, with what we have is Fred VanVleet attacking, drawing in multiple defenders. We have a player here who's trying to box out Birch, and then we've got two other players out in the near the perimeter who are worried about three-point shooters. Nobody is paying attention to Scottie because he cut essentially, in my opinion, backdoor, cut down the middle of the key where he is wide open for that layup. Being able to read the defense, understanding to cut down when nobody is really paying attention to you at all, really tells me that he is going to be a very, very good player playing off ball. He's also able to handle pressure when there are really good defenders who are trying to stop his forward progression and, of course, trying to at least contest his shot. Have you ever had your coach tell you to never give up on a play? Well, here we have two very good players with good hands who are able to essentially knock that ball away from that rebounder who couldn't totally grab it. Now, it's probably because he was wearing that face mask and those things really suck, but either way, what we have is Achua, who was able to essentially knock that ball free. Scottie Barnes has massive hands. He's able to get that ball, and then he's able to go up for that massive poster on Pritchard. Now, this next clip is something that gets me really excited for not just Barnes, but also Achua, because Achua does the same exact thing. He's able to get that rebound. He's able to handle that ball with pressure, and he's able to make a one-hand pass to a player who was cutting down court. That was almost a perfect pass, and of course, OG is able to finish. Now, one thing that is going to set Scottie Barnes apart is his ability to shoot from that high post area. So many players are not going to give him the light of day from there because essentially in this area, it is such a bad shot these days, according to many coaches and players, that if you're not stepping out to the three, it's a missed opportunity. However, if you can pull up with players who are not even playing real defense on you, and you can pull up and you can hit those shots, those are free points essentially because they're so much easier than a three. And then here we can see how good his defense is on top level players like Jason Tatum, and he's able to pull down that rebound, then dribble down court. He's able to get down court to the point where now he's able to make that play and do a sidestep or euro step around a defender who's trying to at least try to stop him somehow. Now, this is something that we're going to see a lot more of. He gets that defensive rebound, he dribbles up court, he has a defender on him, and then he does, look at that. Look at that. Check this out. A left-hand, one-handed pass across his body to Boucher, who then finishes with that dunk. That is so high level. That is not something that you see from an NBA rookie. Now, this is actually very interesting to me. So here we have Scottie Barnes attacking that rim. He creates that contact with the defender. That could have been a foul on the defender because essentially that's Scottie Barnes' cylinder right there. So by that defender creating contact with not both of his feet attached to the ground, that is a foul. However, they didn't call it, and he was able to go up, but he missed that shot. Now, this is the one part that made me really say, oh my god, he looks like Kawhi. So from here, he goes up one hand, uses one hand to keep Pritchard away, uses the other hand to get that rebound. He has a massive claw. We have to remember that. And he goes up, catches it with one hand, and then goes through for the flush. So this is what we can see from Scottie Barnes going into the future. Once he starts hitting a higher percent from three, they're obviously going to start closing out on him a lot more, but that's when it starts coming into his ball handling skills, and he has those. So if he's able to then draw that defensive player out, and he's quick, and he can handle that ball, he can get past that defense, he can dunk it, or he can do a quick move to be able to get an open three. This is something that we are going to see from Scottie Barnes, and these are some moves and skills and tactics that you can incorporate into your game as well. Make sure to go check out the link down below for me to break down your shooting form. I'll break it down. I'll give you skills, tips, and even drills and workouts so that you can improve your shot. Let's basically work on our game as much as we can so that we can all make the NBA. I'll see you guys again next time.